For over half a century, humanity hasn't sent people toward the moon. The last time boots were on lunar soil was back in 1972 with Apollo 17. Now, a new era dawns. Called Artemis 2, this mission isn't a landing, but it's a critical step, a crewed journey around the moon. It paves the way for future lunar surface expeditions. It marks the second flight of the powerful Space Launch System rocket, and crucially, the first time the Orion spacecraft carries humans into deep space. Initially envisioned under a different name Exploration Mission 2, this mission underwent significant changes. Early plans involved a rendezvous with an asteroid redirected to lunar orbit. But that concept faded. Instead, the mission evolved into an 8-day journey carrying 4 astronauts on a sweeping free return trajectory around the moon. It became the bridge between the uncrewed Artemis 1 flight and the eventual Artemis 3 lunar landing. Who are the trailblazers undertaking this historic flight? The crew consists of 4 highly experienced individuals: Commander Reed Weissman, pilot Victor Glover, and mission specialist Christina Koch-Hale from NASA, bringing a wealth of expertise from prior spaceflights. Joining them is mission specialist Jeremy Hansen from the Canadian Space Agency, making history as the first non-American to travel beyond low Earth orbit. The selection of this crew also shatters barriers. Victor Glover becomes the first person of color to journey to the moon. Christina Koch is the first woman to make the trip. Hansen and his backup, Jenny Gibbons, represent Canada's participation through a treaty with the United States, expanding the international footprint in lunar exploration. Andre Douglas serves as backup for the NASA astronauts, ensuring readiness for this complex endeavor. Powering Artemis 2 is the Space Launch System, specifically the Block 1 variant. Towering over the launchpad at Kennedy Space Center's Launch Complex 39B, this heavy-lift rocket provides the raw thrust needed to send the Orion capsule and its crew toward the moon. Orion, the crew vehicle itself, is designed to support astronauts in deep space, equipped with a European service module providing essential power, propulsion, and life support. Assembling the massive rocket is a complex process unfolding at Kennedy Space Center. The SLS core stage for Artemis 2, equipped with its powerful RS-25 engines, arrived at the Vehicle Assembly Building in July 2024. Following investigations into issues observed on the Artemis 1 mission, like unexpected heat shield damage and life support system concerns, rocket stacking operations finally began in November 2024. It's a meticulous process, piece by piece, bringing this giant vehicle together. The mission profile takes a unique path, a multi-translunar injection leading to a free return trajectory. This means Orion performs multiple burns after launch to reach a high Earth orbit with about a 24-hour period. This initial orbit isn't just for show. It's a crucial testing ground for the spacecraft's vital systems, especially the life support, ensuring everything is perfect before the final push towards the moon. Once systems checks are complete in high Earth orbit, Orion fires its main engine again for the translunar injection burn, setting course for the moon. The spacecraft swings around the far side, passing within about 6,400 miles of the lunar surface. A key safety feature of this route is the free return trajectory. The moon's gravity naturally slingshots Orion back toward Earth. This provides a passive return path should propulsion systems encounter issues. The mission culminates in a re-entry and planned splashdown in the Pacific Ocean, where the U.S. Navy awaits. Artemis 2 isn't just a trip around the moon. It's also a testbed for future technology. A major focus is demonstrating optical communications, essentially using lasers to transmit data. The Orion Artemis 2 Optical Communications System, or O2O, is integrated into the spacecraft. This system, using a small telescope and gimbals, communicates with ground stations in California and New Mexico, aiming for downlink speeds up to 260 megabits per second. This is a significant upgrade for deep space communication. Originally, Artemis 2 was slated to carry several CubeSats from U.S. institutions. Those plans changed. Now, the mission includes 5 CubeSats contributed by international space agencies that have signed the Artemis Accords. This shift expands global access to deep space and fosters collaboration. One selected payload is Germany's Taschels, designed to study the effects of space on electrical components crucial for future lunar vehicles, adding a scientific dimension to the flight. Like many complex space endeavors, Artemis 2 has faced schedule adjustments. Initial targets from over a decade ago ranged from 2019 to 2023. More recently, September 2025 was the goal. However, investigations into the life support system and heat shield findings from Artemis 1 led to delays. Outgoing NASA administrator announced in December 2024 that the target date had shifted. The mission is now planned for launch no earlier than April 2026. Artemis 2 draws parallels to historic missions like Apollo 8, which first sent humans around the moon in 1968. However, Apollo 8 entered lunar orbit, while Artemis 2 performs a flyby. It also echoes Apollo 13's unplanned free return trajectory, though Artemis 2 is designed for this path. This mission is more than just a flyby. It's a proving ground for the systems and crew needed for Artemis 3 and beyond, taking humanity one vital step closer to a sustained presence on the moon.